Introduction. Life is not something that just happens to you. It's a game that you can choose to play on your terms. But here's the catch. Most people aren't fully aware of the rules, and so they end up losing without even realizing they had the power to win. If you feel like you're stuck, like success always seems just out of reach, or you're tired of watching others live the life you dream of, this book is for you. What if I told you that success isn't reserved for the lucky few or the most talented? That you, right now, have everything you need to shape your own life and play this game in a way that works for you. The truth is, life is governed by a few simple principles. And when you understand and use them, you'll find that success starts to come to you, not as a distant dream but as a reality you can touch every day. In the chapters that follow, I'm going to guide you step by step through the rules of the game. We'll talk about how your thoughts shape your reality, how words hold incredible power, and how your actions, when guided by faith and purpose, can change your future. We'll dive into how you can build the self-discipline needed to stay on course, even when things get tough, and how to keep your mind and heart in balance so you don't burn out along the way. This isn't a book about wishful thinking or hoping for a miracle. It's about taking practical action, simple daily steps that will shift your life from where you are now to where you want to be. It's about showing up for yourself, being true to who you are, and using your inner power to create the life you've always wanted. If you've ever felt like success is something that only happens for other people, or if you've been looking for a way to get your life on track, this is your chance. Inside these pages, you'll find not just inspiration but also tools you can use, starting today, to change your life. So let's dive in. It's time to start playing the game of life and playing it for success. Chapter 1. Understanding the game of life. Life isn't just a series of random events or mere coincidences. It's a game, a profound and intricate game. And whether you realize it or not, you are already playing. The question is, are you playing to win? Or are you moving through life unsure of the rules, unaware of the power within you to shape your destiny? This chapter is about uncovering the essence of the game of life and understanding how you can take control to create a life of purpose, joy, and fulfillment. Let's begin with a simple truth. Life is governed by universal principles. These principles are consistent, unchanging, and fair. They don't care about your background, your current circumstances, or the mistakes you've made. They work the same for everyone. But here's the catch. Not everyone knows how to work with them. That's where understanding comes in. Without understanding the rules of the game, life can feel like a constant struggle, filled with confusion and frustration. But once you grasp these principles, you'll see life in an entirely new way. Challenges become opportunities, obstacles become stepping stones, and what once seemed impossible begins to unfold naturally. To truly understand the game of life, you need to start by recognizing that everything in your life is a reflection of your inner state. Think about that for a moment. Your thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes shape your experiences, whether you're conscious of it or not. You've heard people say, "Life happens to me," but I'm here to tell you, life happens through you. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are a co-creator of your reality. That might feel like a lot of responsibility, but it's also incredibly empowering because it means you have the ability to change your circumstances by changing what's happening inside of you. The first step to mastering this game is awareness. Begin to pay attention to the thoughts you entertain daily. Are they filled with doubt, fear, and limitation? Or are they rooted in faith, possibility, and confidence? You might not realize it, but your thoughts are like seeds. Whatever you plant in the fertile soil of your mind will grow. If you plant seeds of negativity, you'll harvest struggle. But if you plant seeds of positivity, courage, and determination, your life will begin to reflect those qualities. Now, this doesn't mean life will suddenly become perfect. The game of life isn't about avoiding challenges or hardships. It's about learning how to navigate them with grace and wisdom. Every challenge you face is an opportunity for growth, a chance to learn more about yourself and the incredible strength within you. The game is not won by avoiding difficulties, but by approaching them with the right mindset and using them as stepping stones to greater heights. Another key element of this game is understanding your unique role in it. Each of us has a purpose, a reason for being here. You might not know exactly what that purpose is right now, and that's okay. The important thing is to start exploring, to follow the things that light you up inside and make you feel alive. Your purpose isn't something you have to force or figure out overnight. It's revealed to you as you move through life with intention, openness, and curiosity. Trust that you have something valuable to offer the world, and that the game is designed to help you discover and share it. But let's talk about one of the most important rules of the game, the principle of giving and receiving. Life operates on a constant flow of energy. When you give freely, whether it's your time, your skills, or your kindness, you create space to receive more in return. This isn't about giving to get. It's about understanding that abundance flows through generosity. When you approach life with a spirit of giving, you align yourself with the natural flow of the universe, and incredible opportunities begin to come your way. And then there's faith. Faith is the cornerstone of the game of life. It's the unseen power that carries you through uncertain times, the belief that even when you can't see the whole picture, things are working out for your highest good. Without faith, it's easy to get stuck in fear, doubt, and hesitation. But when you cultivate faith, faith in yourself, in the process, and in the greater power that guides this game, you unlock a level of resilience and confidence that nothing can shake. I know this might feel overwhelming. You might be wondering where to start or how to even begin applying these ideas. Start small. Begin by becoming more conscious of your thoughts and how they shape your actions. Make a commitment to replace negative self-talk with empowering statements. Practice gratitude daily. It's one of the most powerful ways to shift your mindset and attract more of what you desire. And above all, be patient with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight, but every small step you take brings you closer to mastering this game. As you move forward, remember that life is not about competition or comparison. Your journey is yours alone, and your only goal should be to become the best version of yourself. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and don't be discouraged by setbacks. They're a natural part of the process, and they often contain the greatest lessons. Ultimately, the game of life is about aligning with the principles that lead to fulfillment and joy. It's about recognizing your power to create, your ability to overcome, and your capacity to grow. It's not about perfection, but about progress. The moment you decide to take ownership of your life and play the game with intention, you set yourself on a path to success, peace, and purpose. So, as we close this first chapter, I want you to reflect on this. What kind of life do you want to create? What would it feel like to wake up each day with clarity, confidence, and a sense of purpose? That life is possible for you, but it starts with understanding that you hold the power. You have everything you need within you to win this game. It's time to play with intention, faith, and a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. Let's take this journey together, one step, one principle, one inspired action at a time. Chapter 2. The Power of Thought. Everything in your life, every experience, every relationship, every success, and even every setback starts with a single powerful force: your thoughts. Let that sink in for a moment. What you think about, consciously or unconsciously, shapes the world you live in. That's a profound truth. And once you fully understand it, you'll realize you hold the key to transforming your life. The power of thought is not just some lofty idea reserved for philosophers or dreamers. It's a force that's constantly at work, whether you're aware of it or not. Think about it like this. Your mind is like a garden, and your thoughts are the seeds. What you plant is what you'll grow. If you constantly feed your mind with worry, fear, and doubt, you'll see those emotions reflected in your life. On the other hand, if you nurture your mind with positivity, confidence, and faith, you'll create a life filled with opportunity, joy, and success. Let me ask you something. How often do you stop and pay attention to the thoughts running through your mind? For most of us, the answer is not very often. Our minds are filled with a constant stream of chatter, some of it helpful, but much of it is noise. And here's the thing. If you don't take control of your thoughts, they will control you. That's not a position you want to be in, because it leaves you at the mercy of old habits, fears, and limiting beliefs. Now, I'm not saying you need to have perfect, positive thoughts all the time. That's not realistic, and life doesn't work that way. But I am saying that you need to become aware of the patterns in your thinking. Awareness is the first step toward change. Start noticing when negative or limiting thoughts creep in. Catch yourself when you say things like, "I can't do this," or "I'm not good enough," or "life never works out for me." These thoughts might feel small and insignificant, but they're powerful because they shape the actions you take or don't take. Let's talk about the connection between thoughts and feelings. Have you ever noticed how a single thought can change the way you feel in an instant? For example, think about a time when you felt genuinely happy and confident. What were you thinking about? Chances are, you were focused on something uplifting, maybe an achievement, a meaningful relationship, or a goal you were excited about. Now, think about a moment when you felt down or stuck. What was going through your mind then? Probably doubts, worries, or fears. Your thoughts are the engine that drives your emotions, and your emotions in turn influence how you show up in the world. The beautiful thing about this connection is that you can use it to your advantage. By consciously choosing better thoughts, you can shift your emotional state and ultimately your actions. It's like changing the station on a radio. If you don't like the song that's playing, you don't sit there and suffer through it. You change the station. The same goes for your thoughts. If you don't like the direction your mind is taking you, you have the power to shift it. One of the most effective ways to harness the power of thought is through affirmations. Now, I know affirmations can sometimes feel a little strange or even forced, but hear me out. Affirmations are simply positive, intentional statements that help rewire your thinking. When you repeat affirmations regularly, they start to sink into your subconscious mind, replacing the negative patterns that have been holding you back. For example, if you've been struggling with self-doubt, an affirmation like "I am confident, capable, and deserving of success" can be incredibly powerful. The key is consistency. Say it often enough, and you'll start to believe it. Visualization is another tool that works hand in hand with the power of thought. Picture in your mind the life you want to create. See it clearly, down to the smallest details. What does it look like? What does it feel like? The more vividly you can imagine it, the more real it becomes. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's a way to train your mind to focus on what you want rather than what you fear. When you focus on what you want, you're more likely to take actions that align with your vision, and opportunities will start to show up in ways that feel almost magical. But let's address something important. Positive thinking doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. Life will always have its ups and downs, and there will be times when you face setbacks or difficulties. The power of thought isn't about avoiding these moments, it's about how you choose to respond to them. When challenges arise, you can either let them defeat you, or you can use them as opportunities to grow. The choice is yours, and it all starts with your mindset. Think about some of the most successful people you know or admire. What sets them apart? It's not that they never face challenges, it's that they approach those challenges with a different mindset. They see obstacles as opportunities to learn, adapt, and get stronger. They believe in their ability to overcome, even when the odds are against them. That belief starts with their thoughts. You have the same power within you. It might not feel that way right now, especially if you're going through a tough time, but it's true. You can begin to change your life by changing the way you think. Start small. Begin each day with a few moments of reflection or gratitude. Ask yourself, what am I focusing on today? Are my thoughts aligned with the life I want to create? If the answer is no, don't beat yourself up. Just redirect your focus. It's a practice, and like any skill, it gets easier with time. As you go through this process, be kind to yourself. Changing your thought patterns is not something that happens overnight, and there will be days when it feels like you're taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. That's okay. Progress is progress, no matter how small. Celebrate the little victories, and remind yourself that every positive thought is a step closer to the life you desire. The power of thought is one of the greatest gifts you've been given. It's your compass, your guide, and your secret weapon in the game of life. Use it wisely. Choose thoughts that uplift, inspire, and empower you. And remember, the more you align your thinking with the life you want to create, the more you'll see that life reflected back to you. It all starts in your mind. You have the power. Now it's time to use it. Let's keep moving forward together, one thought, one step, one breakthrough at a time. Chapter 3. The Law of Cause and Effect. Have you ever stopped to think about why certain things happen in your life? Why some days seem to flow effortlessly while others feel like an uphill battle? It all comes down to one universal truth. What you put out into the world, you get back. This isn't some abstract concept. It's a law as real and predictable as gravity. It's called the law of cause and effect, and it governs everything in your life. Once you understand it, you'll begin to see the patterns that have shaped your experiences and, more importantly, learn how to take control of your future. Everything you do, every word you speak, every action you take, every thought you think, sets something in motion. Think about it. When you smile at a stranger, what usually happens? They smile back. When you approach your day with negativity, what tends to follow? More negativity. Life isn't random. It responds to the energy and intentions you put into it. If you're willing to accept this, you'll realize how much power you truly have. You're not a victim of circumstance. You're a creator of outcomes. Let's make this practical. Start by reflecting on your current situation. Are you happy with where you are? If not, ask yourself some tough but necessary questions. What choices have you made that brought you here? What patterns do you see in your behavior? This isn't about blaming yourself or feeling guilty. It's about taking responsibility. Because the moment you take responsibility, you also claim the power to change. I want you to think about your life like a garden. Every action you take is a seed you're planting. Some seeds grow into beautiful, flourishing plants. These are the good deeds, kind words, and productive efforts you put into the world. But other seeds might grow into weeds. These are the moments of anger, procrastination, or self-doubt that creep into your days. The good news is, you get to choose what you plant. And just like a gardener tends to their garden, you have the ability to nurture the things you want more of and remove the things that no longer serve you. Let's talk about the role of intention in all of this. Cause and effect isn't just about what you do, it's also about why you do it. When your actions come from a place of love, kindness, or genuine passion, the results you create will reflect that energy. But when your actions are driven by fear, jealousy, or selfishness, the outcomes will mirror those emotions too. The universe, or life itself, isn't fooled by surface appearances. It responds to the truth of your intentions. I've met so many people who feel stuck, as if life is happening to them rather than through them. They get caught in cycles of frustration, wondering why things don't seem to change no matter how hard they try. Here's the thing, effort alone isn't enough if your energy and intentions are misaligned. You could be working tirelessly, but if you're doing it from a place of fear or resentment, the results will show it. Real change happens when you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the outcomes you want to create. Now, this doesn't mean life will always be easy or predictable. Challenges will come. That's inevitable. But when you understand the law of cause and effect, you stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. Every challenge you face is a chance to plant a new seed, to make a better choice, to shift the trajectory of your life. It's not about avoiding difficulties, it's about how you respond to them. That's where your power lies. One of the most important lessons I've learned is that small actions matter. Sometimes we get so caught up in the big picture that we forget the power of simple, consistent efforts. A kind word, a moment of patience, a small act of courage, these may seem insignificant in the moment, but they create ripples that can transform your life over time. Don't underestimate the impact of small, positive choices. They're like tiny seeds that, when nurtured, grow into something far greater than you ever imagined. I want to share something deeply personal with you. There was a time in my life when I felt completely lost. I was stuck in a cycle of negativity, blaming the world for my problems, and feeling like I had no control. But one day, something shifted. I realized that if I wanted my life to change, I had to change. I started paying attention to my thoughts, my actions, and my intentions. I began to see the patterns I had been repeating, and I made a conscious decision to break them. It wasn't easy, and it didn't happen overnight, but little by little, my life began to transform. The more I focused on planting good seeds, the more I saw good things grow. This is why I believe so deeply in the power of cause and effect. It's not just a concept, it's a way of living. When you embrace it, you stop feeling like a victim and start stepping into your role as a creator. You realize that every moment, every choice is an opportunity to shape your future. And that's a power no one can take away from you. If you're listening to this right now and feeling inspired, that's a great start. But inspiration alone isn't enough. You have to take action. Start small. Choose one area of your life where you want to see change, and ask yourself, what seeds am I planting here? Are they aligned with the life I want to create? If the answer is no, make a different choice. It's that simple and that powerful. Remember, you are not defined by your past. The seeds you planted yesterday don't have to determine what grows in your garden tomorrow. You have the power to start fresh, to plant new seeds, and to create a life that reflects the best of who you are. It all starts with understanding the law of cause and effect and choosing to use it in your favor. So here's my challenge to you. Take a moment today to reflect on your thoughts, your actions, and your intentions. Be honest with yourself. And then make one small change. Plant one new seed. It might not seem like much at first, but over time, you'll see the effects ripple through your life in ways you never imagined. The game of life is in your hands, and the rules are simple. What you put in is what you get out. Choose wisely, and watch how your life transforms. Chapter 4. The Power of Words. Words have power. That's a truth many people underestimate, yet it shapes our lives in ways we often don't even realize. Every word you speak, whether to yourself or to others, carries energy. It plants seeds in your mind, and in the minds of those who hear you, setting events in motion. That's why the way you talk, to yourself, to your loved ones, to strangers, matters more than you might think. Words can build up or tear down. They can encourage or discourage. They can even create or destroy. Think about it. How many times have you said something to yourself like, "I'm not good enough, I can't do this," or "this is impossible"? Each time you say these things, even if you don't mean them deeply, you're telling your mind a story. You're giving it instructions, a blueprint for how to behave. And your mind, it listens. It starts to believe the narrative you're feeding it, no matter how untrue or self-limiting it might be. On the flip side, words can also be the greatest tool you have for building the life you want. Imagine telling yourself, "I am capable, I have what it takes," or even just, "I'm learning, and that's okay." Do you feel the shift in energy? It's like opening a door instead of slamming it shut. When you speak positively, you start to see possibilities where before there were only obstacles. Your words set the tone for how you perceive the world, how you approach challenges, and how others perceive you in return. One of the most fascinating things about words is how they influence not just our own mindset, but also the people around us. When you tell someone, "I believe in you," it can change their entire day, or even their life. A compliment, a kind acknowledgement, or a few encouraging words can spark confidence and motivation in someone who might have been on the brink of giving up. We often underestimate the impact our words have on others, but every time we speak, we're shaping the world in some small way. And yet, how often do we speak carelessly? How often do we let frustration, anger, or fear dictate the words that come out of our mouths? It's not about being perfect or pretending we don't feel those emotions. It's about being mindful. It's about realizing that once words are spoken, they can't be taken back. They linger, leaving an imprint on the listener, and just as importantly, on the speaker. The words you use affect the energy you carry, the relationships you build, and the legacy you leave behind. To harness the power of words, you first need to become aware of the language you use every day. Start paying attention to the way you talk about yourself and your life. Are you speaking words of possibility, or are you shutting yourself down before you even begin? Are you affirming the good things you want to attract, or are you focusing on everything that's wrong? Awareness is the first step to change, and once you start noticing your patterns, you'll be amazed at how much of a difference even small shifts can make. Changing your language doesn't mean ignoring reality or sugarcoating challenges. It means choosing to frame things in a way that empowers you rather than limits you. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," try saying, "I haven't figured this out yet, but I'm working on it." Instead of saying, "Everything is going wrong," try saying, "This is a tough moment, but I'll get through it." These may seem like small adjustments, but they carry a huge impact. They keep the door open for growth, learning, and solutions. I'll share something personal with you. There was a time in my life when my inner dialogue was my worst enemy. I constantly criticized myself, doubted my abilities, and focused on what I lacked. Unsurprisingly, my life reflected that negativity. But when I started to change the way I spoke, to myself and about myself, things began to shift. I started to use words as a tool for encouragement instead of self-sabotage. I told myself I was capable, even when I didn't fully believe it yet. And slowly but surely, my mindset and my circumstances transformed. This isn't just about positive thinking, it's about creating a foundation for action. Words alone won't change your life, but they set the stage for everything that follows. When your words align with your intentions, they become a powerful force that drives you forward. They help you stay focused, keep your energy positive, and remind you of what's possible. And let's not forget the power of silence. Sometimes the most impactful thing you can do is choose not to speak. When emotions run high, when you're tempted to lash out or say something hurtful, taking a moment to pause can save you from regret. Silence allows you to gather your thoughts, choose your words wisely, and respond from a place of clarity instead of impulse. It's a gift not just to others, but to yourself. If you want to play the game of life well, start paying attention to your words. Speak with intention, with kindness, and with purpose. Talk to yourself as you would to someone you deeply care about. Choose words that uplift, encourage, and inspire. And when you speak to others, remember that your words have the power to build bridges, heal wounds, and spark change. Every day, you have countless opportunities to use your words as a force for good. You can be the voice that reassures, motivates, and brings light to someone's darkness. And in doing so, you'll find that the energy you give out comes back to you in ways you never expected. The power of words isn't just about creating a better life for yourself, it's about creating a better world for everyone around you. So as you move forward from here, I encourage you to think carefully about the language you use. What story are you telling with your words? Are you building yourself up or tearing yourself down? Are you spreading positivity or contributing to negativity? Remember, words are more than just sounds or symbols. They're the building blocks of your reality. Use them wisely, and they'll help you create a life that reflects your highest potential. Chapter 5. Faith, the Unseen Power. Faith is the key that unlocks the door to possibilities you never thought could exist. It's not just a nice idea or something reserved for people who seem naturally optimistic. Faith is a real living force that can transform your life from the inside out, even in the face of challenges and uncertainty. When you understand faith and learn how to use it, you step into a kind of power that doesn't depend on circumstances or luck. It's a power that's always available to you, no matter where you are in life. Let's start by being honest. There are moments when faith feels impossible. When everything seems to be going wrong, it's easy to feel like there's no reason to believe that things will get better. But faith doesn't require proof or guarantees. It thrives in uncertainty. In fact, that's the very essence of faith, believing in something even when you can't see how it will happen yet. It's about trusting that there's a path forward, even if the next step isn't clear. Faith is like planting a seed. When you put a seed in the ground, you don't see immediate results. You don't stand there staring at the soil, demanding it to sprout right away. You trust the process. You water it, give it sunlight, and patiently allow nature to take its course. Faith works the same way in your life. It's about planting the seeds of belief in your heart and nurturing them with action and trust. even when you don't see immediate results. One of the most powerful things about faith is that it gives you strength when you feel weak. Think about a time when you faced a challenge that seemed impossible. Maybe it was a difficult decision, a painful loss, or a moment when you felt completely stuck. What carried you through? Even if you didn't realize it at the time, there was likely a spark of faith within you, a small but powerful belief that things could get better. That spark is what kept you moving forward, one step at a time. Faith isn't just about believing in something outside of yourself, though that can be part of it. It's also about believing in yourself and your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. It's about trusting that you have what it takes to rise above challenges, even when the odds seem stacked against you. When you develop faith in yourself, you stop being paralyzed by fear and start taking steps toward the life you want. You stop waiting for perfect conditions and begin creating them. There's a deep connection between faith and action. Some people think that faith is passive, that it's about sitting back and hoping for the best. But true faith is active. It's about aligning your actions with your beliefs and moving forward even when the path isn't fully visible. It's about showing up every day and doing the work, trusting that your efforts are leading you somewhere meaningful. Faith and action go hand in hand, and together they create incredible results. Fear often tries to stand in the way of faith. It whispers doubts in your ear and makes you question whether you're capable, deserving, or strong enough. Fear thrives on uncertainty. But here's the thing, so does faith. The difference is that while fear freezes you, faith frees you. It shifts your focus from what could go wrong to what could go right. It gives you the courage to take risks, embrace change, and step out of your comfort zone. The more you choose faith over fear, the stronger it becomes. Faith also has a way of bringing clarity to your life. When you trust in the process, you stop wasting energy on things that don't matter. You stop trying to control every little detail and start focusing on what you can do in the present moment. This kind of trust allows you to let go of unnecessary stress and worry. It helps you focus on your goals with a calm, steady mind, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. One of the most beautiful aspects of faith is that it's contagious. When you live with faith, you inspire others to do the same. Your confidence and positivity become a light for those around you, showing them that it's possible to believe in something greater, even in difficult times. Faith has a way of creating ripples, touching lives in ways you might not even realize. By choosing to live with faith, you're not just changing your own life, you're uplifting everyone you come into contact with. Faith doesn't mean you'll never face difficulties. Life will still have its ups and downs. But with faith, you approach those challenges differently. You see setbacks as temporary, not permanent. You view obstacles as opportunities to grow, not reasons to quit. You understand that even when things don't go as planned, there's still a lesson or a blessing in the experience. Faith gives you resilience, helping you bounce back stronger and wiser each time. If you're wondering how to cultivate more faith in your life, start small. Begin by affirming what you believe in, whether it's your goals, your values, or the vision you have for your future. Speak words of faith over yourself and your circumstances. Say things like, "I trust that things are working out for me," or "I believe in my ability to create the life I want." These simple statements may feel awkward at first, but over time, they'll start to shape your mindset in powerful ways. Surround yourself with people who encourage your faith, not your fear. Seek out those who inspire you, who believe in you, and who remind you of what's possible. Limit your exposure to negativity, whether it's in the form of people, media, or your own thoughts. Create an environment that supports your faith and makes it easier to keep believing, even when the going gets tough. Faith is one of the most powerful tools you have for navigating the game of life. It's a source of strength, clarity, and courage that can carry you through anything. When you choose faith over fear, trust over doubt, and action over hesitation, you set yourself up for success in ways you never thought possible. Remember, faith isn't about having all the answers, it's about trusting that you'll find them along the way. Embrace it, live it, and watch as it transforms your life from the inside out. Chapter 6. Non-Resistance and Acceptance. Life has a way of throwing curveballs, doesn't it? Sometimes it feels like you're fighting against the current, struggling to control every situation, every outcome. But what if I told you there's a better way? A way to find peace, clarity, and even strength, not by resisting what's happening, but by accepting it. Non-resistance and acceptance might sound passive, but let me tell you, they are some of the most powerful tools you can use to transform your life. Think about this. How much energy do you waste every day fighting battles you don't need to fight? Maybe you're arguing with reality, trying to change something that's already happened, or worrying endlessly about something you can't control. It's exhausting, isn't it? Resistance drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and keeps you stuck in a loop of frustration. But when you choose acceptance, you free yourself from that cycle. You stop pouring your energy into things you can't change and start focusing on what you can. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or settling for less. It doesn't mean you like everything that happens or agree with it. What it does mean is that you stop resisting the truth of the present moment. You acknowledge what is, without judgment or denial. From that place of clarity, you can decide what to do next. Acceptance is the starting point for real change, because it allows you to see things as they are, not as you wish they were. Let me share something personal. There was a time in my life when I was constantly at odds with reality. I'd get so caught up in what should have happened, how people should have behaved, or how life should have turned out. That word "should" was my biggest enemy. It kept me trapped in anger and disappointment because I was always fighting against what was. The day I decided to let go of "should" and accept things as they were was the day everything changed. It was like a weight lifted off my shoulders and I could finally breathe. Non-resistance is a powerful concept, especially when it comes to dealing with other people. How often do we find ourselves in conflict, trying to prove we're right, trying to make someone else see things our way? It's human nature to want to defend ourselves, to stand our ground. But here's the truth, resistance only creates more resistance. When you push, others push back. When you argue, they argue harder. But when you practice non-resistance, you diffuse the tension. You create space for understanding, for solutions, for connection. This doesn't mean you let people walk all over you. It means you approach conflict with a calm and open heart. Instead of reacting defensively, you listen. Instead of insisting on being right, you seek common ground. Non-resistance is not about weakness, it's about strength. It takes courage to stay calm when others are angry, to choose understanding over judgment, to let go of the need to control every interaction. One of the most challenging areas to practice acceptance is when life throws unexpected hardships your way. Maybe you've lost someone you love, faced a financial setback, or struggled with a health issue. In those moments, it's natural to feel pain, anger, or even despair. Acceptance doesn't mean pretending those feelings don't exist, or trying to push them away. It means allowing yourself to feel them fully without getting stuck in them. It means saying, "This is hard, but I can handle it. This is not what I wanted, but I will find a way through." When you accept a difficult situation, you're not giving up hope. You're simply acknowledging reality so you can move forward. Think of it like being in a storm. You can stand there, shaking your fist at the sky, or you can take shelter and wait for the storm to pass. The storm is going to happen either way, but your experience of it will be very different depending on how you respond. Acceptance is your shelter. It protects your peace of mind and gives you the strength to weather the storm. Non-resistance and acceptance also play a crucial role in your personal growth. How often do we resist change, even when it's for the better? Maybe you've been holding on to a job that no longer fulfills you, a relationship that isn't healthy, or a version of yourself that feels too small. Change can be scary, and it's tempting to resist it, to cling to what's familiar. But growth requires letting go of resistance and stepping into the unknown with trust and courage. When you stop resisting, you start growing. You begin to see challenges as opportunities to learn, setbacks as stepping stones to something greater. You realize that life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. Every experience, no matter how difficult, is here to teach you something, to shape you into the person you're meant to be. When you accept this truth, you stop feeling like a victim of your circumstances and start feeling like the creator of your destiny. One of the simplest ways to practice acceptance in your daily life is to start with small things. The next time you're stuck in traffic, instead of getting frustrated, take a deep breath and accept it. The traffic is there, whether you like it or not, so why waste your energy fighting it? Use that moment to relax, to listen to music, to reflect on your day. When you practice acceptance in small situations, it becomes easier to apply it to bigger challenges. Another powerful practice is to remind yourself that life is always in motion. Whatever you're going through right now, it's temporary. The good times, the bad times, they all pass. Acceptance allows you to find peace in the present moment, knowing that nothing lasts forever. It helps you stay grounded, even when life feels overwhelming. Ultimately, non-resistance and acceptance are about choosing peace over struggle. They're about trusting that life has a rhythm, a flow, and that you're part of it. When you stop resisting, you start flowing with life instead of against it. You open yourself up to new possibilities, new solutions, new joys. You discover a kind of freedom that comes not from controlling everything, but from trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. So the next time you feel yourself tensing up, fighting against what is, take a moment to pause, breathe. Remind yourself that resistance doesn't change the situation, it only makes it harder. Choose acceptance instead. Choose peace. And watch how your life begins to transform in ways you never imagined. Chapter 7. Visualization. Picture your success. It's incredible to think about how much of our lives are shaped by what we picture in our minds. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every act of courage begins with a vision. The ability to imagine something before it exists, to see a future that hasn't yet arrived, is one of the most powerful gifts we have as human beings. That's what makes visualization such a game changer. It's not just wishful thinking, it's a tool to design the life you want. Let's start with this. Your mind is always creating pictures, whether you realize it or not. Think back to the last time you felt really nervous about something, maybe a big presentation or an important conversation. Chances are, before the event even happened, you pictured everything going wrong. You imagined fumbling your words, feeling embarrassed, or being judged. And what did that do? It probably made you more anxious, more tense, and less confident. That's the power of visualization. When you picture something vividly, your mind and body respond as if it's real. The good news is, you can use that same power to work for you instead of against you. Visualization is about creating a mental image of what you want to achieve or experience. It's about seeing yourself succeeding, thriving, and living the life you dream of. And it's not just a feel-good exercise, it's backed by science. Studies have shown that when you visualize something in detail, your brain activates the same neural pathways as if you were actually doing it. It's like a rehearsal for your mind, helping you build the confidence, focus, and determination to make it happen. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before you can visualize your success, you need to know what it looks like. This is where so many people get stuck. They have a vague idea of what they want, but they haven't taken the time to define it clearly. Clarity is everything. If you're not sure what your goals are, how can you picture them? So take a moment to ask yourself, what does success mean to me? What do I truly want in my career, my relationships, my health, my life? Be specific. The clearer your vision, the more powerful your visualization will be. Once you have a clear picture in mind, it's time to bring it to life. Close your eyes and imagine your goal as if it's already happening. Don't just see it, feel it. What does it look like? What does it sound like? How does it feel in your body? For example, if your goal is to run a marathon, picture yourself crossing the finish line. Feel the excitement, the pride, the sense of accomplishment. Hear the cheers of the crowd, the sound of your footsteps hitting the pavement. The more vivid and detailed your visualization, the stronger the impact. Here's the thing, visualization isn't about pretending everything will magically fall into place. It's about aligning your mind with your goals so you can take inspired action. When you consistently visualize your success, you program your brain to recognize opportunities, overcome obstacles, and stay focused on what matters. It's like planting a seed in your subconscious mind and watering it every day. Over time, that seed grows into something real, something tangible. One of the most powerful ways to enhance your visualization is to pair it with emotion. Emotion is the fuel that brings your vision to life. Think about it when you're deeply moved by something, whether it's excitement, gratitude, or even a sense of urgency, you're much more likely to take action. So as you visualize your goal, don't just see it, feel it. Let yourself get excited about what's possible. Feel the joy, the pride, the gratitude as if it's already yours. That emotional connection is what makes your vision stick in your mind and drive you forward. It's also important to make visualization a daily practice. Like any skill, it gets stronger with consistency. Set aside a few minutes every day. Morning is often a great time to close your eyes and focus on your vision. It doesn't have to be long. Even 5 or 10 minutes can make a difference. The key is to make it a habit, something you look forward to and prioritize. Over time, you'll notice a shift in your mindset, your energy, and even your actions. Let me share a story with you. There was a time in my life when I felt stuck, like I was spinning my wheels but not getting anywhere. I knew I wanted more, but I didn't know how to get there. That's when I discovered the power of visualization. I started spending a few minutes every day picturing the life I wanted, writing books that inspired people, speaking to audiences who were hungry for change, living a life of purpose and fulfillment. At first it felt a little silly, like I was just daydreaming. But something amazing happened. As I kept visualizing, I began to feel more confident, more focused, more driven. I started to notice opportunities I hadn't seen before. I took bold steps I might have been too afraid to take. And slowly but surely, that vision started to become my reality. That's the magic of visualization. It helps you see what's possible, even when it feels out of reach. It reminds you that you have the power to create your own life, one thought, one action, one moment at a time. And the best part, It's something anyone can do. You don't need special skills or resources. You just need a willingness to dream and a commitment to take action. So if you're ready to take your life to the next level, start by creating a vision that excites you, that inspires you, that lights a fire in your soul. Picture it every day, feel it in your heart, and let it guide your actions. The more you do this, the more you'll begin to see changes, not just in your external circumstances, but in yourself. You'll feel more confident, more capable, more in control of your destiny. And before you know it, you'll look around and realize that the life you once imagined is now the life you're living. Chapter 8. The Importance of Forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the most transformative acts you can bring into your life. It's a choice, a moment of liberation, and a declaration of peace that has the power to heal wounds you may have carried for years. Think about it. How much of your energy is tied up in resentment, anger, or the pain caused by someone else's actions? How often do old memories creep into your mind and stir up frustration or sadness? These emotions, left unchecked, weigh on your heart like heavy stones. Forgiveness is how you set yourself free. You see, forgiveness isn't about excusing the harm someone did to you or pretending it never happened. It's not about letting someone off the hook for their behavior. Forgiveness is for you. It's about taking back your power and refusing to let past hurts control your present. It's about reclaiming your peace and creating space in your life for joy, love, and growth. The truth is, holding on to resentment only hurts you. Imagine drinking a poison and expecting someone else to feel the effects. That's what holding a grudge does. It poisons your thoughts, your emotions, and even your physical health. Studies have shown that holding on to anger can increase stress, weaken your immune system, and even lead to chronic health issues. On the other hand, forgiving can reduce stress, improve relationships, and bring a sense of emotional freedom that's hard to put into words. But let's not sugarcoat this. Forgiveness is hard. It's not something you do once and then forget about. It's a process, and sometimes it feels impossible, especially when the pain runs deep. You might be thinking, but they don't deserve my forgiveness. If I forgive, they'll think what they did was okay. These feelings are valid, and it's okay to acknowledge them. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning. It means deciding that your peace matters more than holding on to pain. To start the process of forgiveness, you need to recognize the weight you're carrying. What has someone done that's hurt you so deeply? What emotions rise to the surface when you think about it? Anger, sadness, betrayal. Sit with those feelings for a moment. Don't push them away or pretend they don't exist. Acknowledging the pain is the first step toward releasing it. You can't let go of what you refuse to face. Once you've identified the pain, ask yourself, is holding on to this resentment helping me in any way? Is it making my life better, or is it keeping me stuck? Most of the time, you'll find that holding on to anger only creates more anger. It doesn't change what happened, and it certainly doesn't bring you peace. Letting go of resentment is a gift you give yourself, not the other person. It's saying, I choose not to let this define me or control me anymore. Forgiveness also requires empathy, which can be challenging when someone has wronged you deeply. But here's the thing, hurt people hurt people. Often those who cause pain are acting out of their own wounds, fears, or insecurities. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it can help you understand it. When you see the humanity in someone, even the person who hurt you, it becomes easier to release the anger you're holding on to. And then there's self-forgiveness, which might be the hardest form of forgiveness of all. How often do you replay mistakes you've made, or punish yourself for decisions you regret? We can be so hard on ourselves, holding on to guilt and shame long after others have forgiven us. But here's the thing, you're human, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall short sometimes. Forgiving yourself isn't about ignoring your faults or pretending you're perfect. It's about accepting that you're doing the best you can with what you know at the time. To forgive yourself, start by owning your mistakes. Acknowledge them honestly, without judgment. Then ask yourself, what have I learned from this? How can I grow from this experience? Self-forgiveness is about learning and moving forward, not staying stuck in a cycle of guilt. Remember, you're worthy of forgiveness just as much as anyone else. One of the most powerful tools for forgiveness, whether it's for yourself or someone else, is gratitude. It might seem counterintuitive, but when you focus on what you're grateful for, it shifts your perspective. Instead of dwelling on what was lost, you start to see what remains. Gratitude helps you recognize the strength and resilience you've gained from difficult experiences. It reminds you that even in pain, there is growth, and even in loss, there is life. Forgiveness doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey, and it's okay if it takes time. There will be days when the anger or pain resurfaces, and that's normal. What matters is that you keep choosing forgiveness again and again until it becomes your default response. Each time you choose forgiveness, you're choosing freedom. You're choosing to let go of the past and embrace the present. Imagine what your life could look like if you truly let go of resentment. Picture yourself waking up in the morning with a sense of lightness and peace. Envision your relationships deepening as you release old grudges and open your heart to connection. Think about the energy and focus you could bring to your goals if you weren't weighed down by anger or regret. That's the power of forgiveness. It clears the path for you to live fully, freely, and joyfully. So today I invite you to take a step toward forgiveness. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's writing a letter to someone you've been holding a grudge against, not to send, but just to get your feelings out. Maybe it's looking in the mirror and saying, "I forgive you," to yourself. Or maybe it's simply deciding that you're ready to begin the process, even if you don't know exactly how. Whatever that step looks like for you, take it. You deserve the peace and freedom that forgiveness brings. Remember, forgiveness is not a destination, it's a practice. And with each step, you move closer to the life you were meant to live. A life filled with peace, joy, and the unshakable knowing that you have the power to choose how you respond to life's challenges. You hold the key to your freedom, and it starts with forgiveness. Chapter 9. The Power of Gratitude. Gratitude has the power to transform your life in ways you might not even imagine. It's not just a fleeting feeling or a polite thank you for small gestures. It's a profound way of seeing the world, a lens that brings clarity, joy, and a sense of abundance, no matter your circumstances. Imagine waking up every day and feeling deeply content, not because everything is perfect, but because you've trained your mind to focus on what's right, what's beautiful, and what's already working in your life. That's the power of gratitude, and it's available to you right now. Most of us spend our lives chasing after what we think will make us happy: more money, a better job, a bigger house, or the next milestone we're striving to reach. While it's natural to have goals and aspirations, it's also easy to fall into the trap of thinking happiness is something that exists in the future, always just out of reach. Gratitude changes that. Gratitude reminds you that happiness isn't waiting for you somewhere down the road. It's here in this moment, if you're willing to see it. Let's be honest though, gratitude isn't always easy. When life throws challenges your way, when things don't go according to plan, or when you're simply caught up in the busyness of everyday life, it can feel nearly impossible to pause and appreciate what you have. But that's precisely when gratitude is most powerful. It's not about denying the hard things or pretending everything is okay when it's not. It's about finding a light in the darkness, a spark of hope that reminds you life is still good, even when it's hard. When you practice gratitude consistently, something amazing starts to happen. Your perspective shifts. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you begin to notice what's already present. Instead of dwelling on problems, you start to see possibilities. Gratitude rewires your brain to look for the positive, and the more you practice it, the easier it becomes to find reasons to be thankful, even in the middle of a storm. One of the most beautiful things about gratitude is that it doesn't depend on your circumstances. You don't have to wait for everything to fall into place before you start appreciating your life. Gratitude is about recognizing the blessings that already surround you, no matter how small they might seem. Maybe it's the warmth of the sun on your face, the sound of laughter, or the kindness of a stranger. These moments, when noticed and cherished, can fill your heart with a sense of wonder and joy. But how do you cultivate gratitude in a way that feels authentic and meaningful? It starts with intention. Gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a practice. It's something you choose to do, even on days when it feels like there's nothing to be grateful for. Begin by paying attention to the little things. Notice the beauty in everyday life, the colors of the sky at sunset, the taste of your favorite meal, or the way a loved one smiles at you. These moments might seem small, but they hold so much magic when you take the time to really appreciate them. One powerful way to deepen your gratitude practice is to keep a journal. At the end of each day, take a few moments to write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big or life-changing. In fact, it's often the simplest things that bring the most joy. Maybe it's the way your morning coffee smelled, a kind word from a coworker, or the fact that you made it through a tough day. Over time, this practice trains your mind to look for the good in your life, and the more you focus on the good, the more you'll notice it. Another way to cultivate gratitude is through reflection. Think about the challenges you've faced and the lessons they've taught you. Often the most difficult moments in life lead to the greatest growth. Maybe you went through a tough breakup that ultimately helped you find your independence, or you lost a job that led you to discover your true passion. When you can look back on your struggles and see the silver lining, gratitude becomes a way of honoring your journey and embracing the person you've become. Gratitude isn't just about what you feel, it's also about what you give. When you express your appreciation to others, it creates a ripple effect of positivity. Take the time to tell the people in your life how much they mean to you. Write a heartfelt note, send a message, or simply say thank you in a way that feels genuine. These small acts of gratitude strengthen your relationships and remind you of the connection and love that surrounds you. Sometimes, gratitude requires a shift in perspective. Instead of focusing on what you lack, try to see what you have. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, focus on what's right. This doesn't mean ignoring your challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to see the good, even when life feels hard. It means acknowledging the struggles while also recognizing the blessings. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it gives you the strength to move through it with grace. Imagine what your life could look like if you embraced gratitude fully. Picture waking up each morning with a sense of appreciation for the day ahead, even if it's not perfect. Imagine feeling deeply content, not because you have everything you want, but because you've learned to cherish what you have. Think about the joy and peace that could come from focusing on the abundance in your life, rather than the scarcity. Gratitude has the power to transform not just your mindset, but your entire experience of life. Gratitude is a practice, a habit, and a way of being that grows stronger the more you nurture it. It's not something you do once and then forget about. It's a choice you make every day. It's a way of seeing the world that brings light to the darkest corners and joy to the simplest moments. When you choose gratitude, you're choosing to live with an open heart, a curious mind, and a spirit that's ready to embrace all the beauty life has to offer. So, let this be your reminder. There is always something to be grateful for. Even on the hardest days, even when it feels like everything is falling apart, there are still moments of light, love, and grace waiting to be noticed. Gratitude doesn't just change your life, it changes the way you see life. And when you change the way you see life, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities, joy and abundance that you might never have imagined. Chapter 11. The Power of Imagination. Imagination is the starting point of everything we create in life. Think about it. Every great invention, every masterpiece of art, every achievement began in someone's mind as a vision, an idea, a spark of possibility. Your imagination is the most powerful tool you have. It allows you to shape your life, create your future, and even solve the problems you're facing today. The question isn't whether you have an imagination, it's whether you're using it to build the life you truly desire. Close your eyes for a moment and think about the life you want. Don't hold back, let yourself dream freely. What do you see? Is it a career that excites you? A peaceful home? A relationship that fills you with love and joy? Whatever it is, that vision is more than a daydream. It's your imagination showing you what's possible. It's planting the seeds of your future. Too often, though, we let our imagination work against us. Instead of using it to create a better life, we use it to worry, to replay worst-case scenarios, or to convince ourselves that we're stuck where we are. But here's the truth. Your imagination doesn't care what you focus on. It will create whatever you feed it. If you fill your mind with fear and doubt, your imagination will build a world that reflects those feelings. But if you fill it with hope, belief, and a clear vision of what you want, it will work tirelessly to bring that vision to life. The key is to take control of your imagination and direct it toward your goals. This isn't about wishful thinking or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about training your mind to focus on what's possible instead of what's wrong. When you imagine your goals vividly and consistently, your mind begins to find ways to make them real. You start noticing opportunities you would have missed before. You take actions that align with your vision. Slowly but surely, your imagination begins to shape your reality. One of the most powerful things you can do is create a mental picture of your ideal life. See it in your mind as clearly as you can. Imagine the details, the sights, the sounds, the feelings. If you're picturing a new job, see yourself walking into the office, greeting your co-workers, and feeling proud of the work you're doing. If you're imagining better health, see yourself full of energy, moving freely, and enjoying every moment. The more vividly you can imagine your goal, the more your mind will believe it's possible. But don't stop at just visualizing. Pair your imagination with action. For example, if you're imagining a new career, start learning the skills you'll need. If you're visualizing a healthier lifestyle, take one step today toward better habits. Your imagination is a guide, but you have to follow it with action. When you do, you're telling yourself and the universe that you're serious about making your vision a reality. One thing I want you to remember is that your imagination is limitless. It doesn't care about your current circumstances or the obstacles in your way. It only cares about what you believe is possible. If you've been holding yourself back because you think something is too big, too hard, or too far out of reach, It's time to let go of those limits. Dare to dream bigger. Dare to believe that you're capable of more. It's also important to protect your imagination. Be mindful of what you're feeding it. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, whether it's from the people in your life, the media you consume, or your own thoughts, it will be harder to imagine a better future. Surround yourself with positivity. Read books, watch videos, and spend time with people who inspire and uplift you. Your imagination is like a garden. It will grow whatever you plant. Make sure you're planting seeds of hope, possibility, and success. Let's not forget the role of faith in all of this. Imagination and faith go hand in hand. When you imagine something, you're taking the first step. But it's faith that keeps you going when the journey gets tough. It's faith that helps you believe in your vision, even when it feels far away. Faith is the fuel that turns your imagination into reality. So, as you imagine your future, also cultivate the belief that it's possible. Trust that the steps you're taking will lead you where you want to go. I know that life isn't always easy, and there are times when it feels impossible to dream. Maybe you're facing challenges that make it hard to see beyond the present moment. Maybe you've been disappointed before, and you're afraid to hope again. I want you to know that it's okay to feel that way. But I also want you to know that your imagination is still there waiting for you. It hasn't left you, it's just waiting for you to trust it again. If you're struggling to imagine a better future, start small. Think about one thing you'd like to change, one area of your life where you'd like to feel more joy or peace. Focus on that. Let your imagination show you what's possible, and then take one small step toward it. The more you practice, the stronger your imagination will become. And before you know it, you'll be dreaming bigger than you ever thought possible. You have the power to create a life that excites you, fulfills you, and reflects your truest self. Your imagination is your greatest ally in that journey. So use it, dream boldly, act courageously, and never forget that the life you want is already within you, waiting to be brought to life. Your imagination is the key. Turn it, and watch the doors open. Chapter 12. Mastering Self-Discipline. Discipline is the bridge between what you desire and what you achieve. It's the quiet, steady force that transforms dreams into reality. Without it, even the brightest aspirations remain distant, unreachable. With it, you can accomplish more than you ever imagined. But discipline isn't always glamorous. It doesn't show off or demand attention. It works quietly in the background, shaping your actions and decisions every single day. It's not about grand gestures, it's about consistency. Many people shy away from the word discipline. It can sound harsh, almost like a punishment. But discipline isn't about restriction, it's about freedom. When you master discipline, you're no longer at the mercy of fleeting emotions or unproductive habits. You're in control of your choices, your time, and ultimately, your life. Think about that for a moment. The freedom to live the life you want begins with discipline. The first step to mastering self-discipline is understanding that it's a skill, not a trait. It's not something you're born with or without. It's something you can develop, no matter where you're starting from. It's built one choice at a time, one habit at a time. Each small decision you make in the direction of your goals strengthens your discipline. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. To start, you need a clear vision of what you're working toward. What do you truly want in life? Not what others expect of you, but what you deeply desire for yourself. Without a vision, discipline can feel aimless. But when you have a clear goal, discipline becomes purposeful. It becomes the tool that helps you close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Once you have that vision, it's about breaking it down into manageable steps. Big goals can feel overwhelming, and when something feels overwhelming, it's easy to procrastinate. Discipline thrives on small, consistent actions. If you want to improve your health, for example, start with one meal, one workout, one night of good sleep. If you want to grow in your career, focus on learning one new skill, completing one project, or networking with one person. Each small step reinforces the habit of discipline and brings you closer to your goal. One of the greatest challenges to discipline is the voice in your head that says, "I'll do it later." That voice is persuasive, isn't it? It promises comfort, ease, and instant gratification. But here's the truth: later rarely comes. The more you give in to that voice, the harder it becomes to take action. Discipline is about quieting that voice and choosing to act now, even when it's uncomfortable. Especially when it's uncomfortable, because discomfort is where growth happens. Accountability can be a powerful ally in building discipline. When you make a commitment to someone else, whether it's a friend, a coach, or even a journal, you're more likely to follow through. There's something about saying your goals out loud or writing them down that makes them feel real. It's a promise to yourself, and keeping that promise strengthens your discipline. Another key to self-discipline is learning to say no. This can be one of the hardest parts, especially if you're used to pleasing others or taking on too much. But every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your goals, you're saying no to yourself. Discipline is about setting boundaries and protecting your time and energy. It's not selfish, it's necessary, because you can't pour into others if your own cup is empty. Let's talk about setbacks, because they're inevitable. No matter how disciplined you are, there will be days when you fall short. Days when you skip the workout, eat the junk food, miss the deadline. Chapter 13. The importance of rest and balance. Rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. In a world that celebrates busyness and applauds endless hustle, the simple act of pausing can feel like a revolutionary act. Yet, without rest, even the most determined spirit will falter. Balance is the key to sustaining not only your success, but your well-being. It's about creating harmony between the push toward your goals and the stillness needed to recharge your mind, body, and soul. Imagine your life as a finely tuned instrument. Every note you play depends on its strings being in perfect balance. If you tighten them too much, they'll snap. Leave them too loose, and they won't produce music. This is the essence of rest and balance. They're not about stepping away from your purpose, but ensuring you're in the best state to pursue it fully. Let's begin with rest. Often people think rest is merely the absence of doing. It's not. Rest is about renewal. It's about giving your mind a break from the constant demands of life, so it can process, create, and refocus. It's in these moments of stillness that clarity often emerges. How many times have you had a breakthrough idea while taking a walk, relaxing in a quiet moment, or even waking from a good night's sleep? Rest allows you to hear what the noise of busyness drowns out. Rest doesn't only mean sleeping, though sleep is undoubtedly essential. True rest can take many forms. It might be sitting quietly with a book, enjoying the peace of nature, or meditating to calm your racing thoughts. Rest is deeply personal. What restores one person might not work for another. The key is to listen to your own needs and honor them without guilt. Rest isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. Now, let's talk about balance. Balance isn't about giving every part of your life equal time. It's about giving each area what it needs when it needs it. There will be seasons when your career demands more of you, and that's okay. But there will also be seasons when your health, relationships, or personal growth need more attention. Balance is fluid, not rigid. It's about adapting and staying in tune with what matters most at any given moment. Creating balance starts with priorities. What truly matters to you. When you know your priorities, it becomes easier to allocate your time and energy in ways that align with your values. It also helps you let go of things that don't serve you. Not every opportunity, invitation, or task deserves your attention. Saying no to what doesn't matter makes space for what does. One of the biggest barriers to rest and balance is the belief that you have to do it all. This belief is both untrue and unsustainable. You don't have to do it all, and you certainly don't have to do it all alone. Delegation, asking for help, and letting go of perfection are acts of strength, not weakness. They show that you value your energy and time enough to protect them. Balance also requires self-compassion. There will be days when the scales tip too far in one direction. Maybe you'll work longer hours than you planned, or you'll skip a workout to spend time with family. That's okay. Balance isn't about perfection, it's about course correcting when you veer off track. It's about giving yourself grace as you navigate the complexities of life. When you commit to rest and balance, you're not just improving your own well-being, you're showing up as your best self for others. You can't pour from an empty cup. When you take the time to care for yourself, you're better equipped to support, inspire, and uplift those around you. Rest and balance aren't selfish acts. They're acts of love, both for yourself and for the people who rely on you. As you embrace the practice of rest and balance, you might notice something surprising. You become more productive. It seems counterintuitive, but it's true. When you're well rested and living in balance, you can focus better, think more clearly, and act more decisively. You'll find that the work you do is of higher quality and that you accomplish more in less time. Rest and balance aren't obstacles to success, they're catalysts for it. Life isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. To keep moving forward, you need to pace yourself. Rest and balance are the rhythms that keep you going, the pauses between the notes that make the music of your life richer and more meaningful. They're not about slowing down, they're about moving forward with intention, clarity, and joy. Chapter 14. The Subconscious Mind. Your hidden ally. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It holds the key to shaping your reality, to crafting the life you want to live. And yet, most people never tap into its full potential. They spend their days reacting to the world around them, letting external circumstances dictate their thoughts and emotions. But what if I told you there's a part of your mind that's constantly at work, quietly influencing every decision you make and every action you take? It's your subconscious mind, and when you understand how to work with it, you unlock a power that can transform your life in ways you never imagined. The subconscious mind doesn't sleep, and it doesn't question. It simply absorbs and acts on the messages you feed it. Think of it as fertile soil, ready to grow whatever seeds you plant. Those seeds are your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. If you consistently plant seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, your subconscious will bring those into reality. But if you plant seeds of confidence, love, and abundance, you'll see those blossom instead. The beauty of this is that you have the power to choose what you plant. Your subconscious mind is like a mirror reflecting your inner world back to you. If you hold on to beliefs like "I'm not good enough" or "I'll never succeed," it will find ways to prove those beliefs true. But when you replace those thoughts with empowering beliefs like "I am capable" or "success is within my reach," your subconscious starts working in your favor. It begins to align your actions and attract opportunities that support those beliefs. This isn't magic, it's the way your mind works. Your subconscious is always listening, and it takes everything you say and think as truth. That's why it's so important to pay attention to the language you use, both with others and with yourself. If you constantly tell yourself, "I can't do this," or "I'll never have enough," your subconscious accepts those statements and acts accordingly. But when you shift your language to affirmations like, "I can figure this out," or "I have everything I need to succeed," you start to reprogram your mind. Reprogramming your subconscious mind takes consistency. It's not something that happens overnight, but the process is simple. Start by identifying the negative beliefs and thoughts that have been holding you back. Be honest with yourself. What stories have you been telling yourself about who you are and what you're capable of? Once you've identified those stories, challenge them. Ask yourself, is this really true? More often than not, you'll find that those beliefs are just old habits or fears, not facts. Next, replace those negative beliefs with positive affirmations. These are short, powerful statements that reflect the reality you want to create. Speak them out loud, write them down, or repeat them silently to yourself throughout the day. For example, if you've been telling yourself, "I'm not smart enough to succeed," replace that with, "I am intelligent, resourceful, and capable." At first, it might feel strange or even untrue, but over time, your subconscious will start to accept these affirmations as reality. Visualization is another powerful way to work with your subconscious mind. Take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and imagine yourself living the life you desire. See it in vivid detail, what it looks like, how it feels, and even what it sounds like. The more real you can make this vision, the more your subconscious will work to bring it into reality. It doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. It simply responds to the images and emotions you feed it. Emotion is a key part of this process. Your subconscious is deeply influenced by feelings. That's why it's so important to pair your affirmations and visualizations with strong positive emotions. Feel the excitement, joy, and gratitude of achieving your goals as if it's already happened. The more you can generate those emotions, the more powerful your message to your subconscious becomes. You might wonder, what if I don't believe my affirmations at first? That's okay. The truth is, you don't have to fully believe them right away. Your subconscious doesn't operate on logic. It operates on repetition and emotion. The more you repeat your affirmations and pair them with positive feelings, the more they'll start to feel true. Over time, they'll replace the old, limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. One of the most important things to remember is that your subconscious mind thrives on clarity. If your thoughts and desires are vague, your subconscious won't know how to respond. Be specific about what you want. Instead of saying, "I want to be successful," define what success means to you. Is it financial freedom, a fulfilling career, strong relationships? The more clearly you can articulate your desires, the more effectively your subconscious can help you achieve them. It's also worth noting that your subconscious mind responds to the present moment. If you frame your affirmations or visualizations in the future tense, like "I will be happy" or "I will achieve my goals," your subconscious sees them as something that's always out of reach. Instead, speak and think as if your desires are already your reality. Say, "I am happy," or "I am achieving my goals." This creates a sense of immediacy that propels your subconscious into action. Another way to engage your subconscious is through gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful emotion that shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. When you cultivate a habit of gratitude, you're telling your subconscious that you already have abundance in your life. This creates a positive feedback loop that attracts even more abundance. Each day, take a moment to reflect on the things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big, even small blessings count. Over time, you'll notice a shift in your mindset and your circumstances. Your subconscious mind is a partner in your journey, not an adversary. It's always working to support you, even if it doesn't always seem that way. When you take the time to understand how it operates and learn to communicate with it effectively, you unlock a resource of limitless potential. It's not about forcing your will on the universe. It's about aligning your inner world with your outer goals. As you move forward, remember that this process is a journey, not a destination. Be patient with yourself. Change takes time, but every small step you take brings you closer to the life you want to create. Trust in the power of your subconscious mind and trust in your ability to shape your reality. You are more powerful than you realize, and the life you desire is well within your reach. Chapter 15. Creating a positive environment. Your surroundings are more influential than you might think. Every space you inhabit, every sound you hear, every person you interact with plays a role in shaping your thoughts, emotions, and even your future. Imagine trying to grow a vibrant garden in toxic soil or under a dark, sunless sky. No matter how much effort you put in, the conditions will fight against your progress. Now think about your life. What kind of environment have you created for yourself? Is it one that nourishes your dreams and fuels your ambitions? Or does it drain your energy and cloud your vision? Your environment matters. It's not just the physical spaces you occupy, but also the people you surround yourself with and the energy you allow into your life. If you're not intentional about creating a positive environment, you risk being pulled down by negativity and distractions. The good news is that you have the power to change your surroundings. You can build an environment that supports your growth and inspires you to be your best self. Let's start with your physical space. Look around the place where you spend most of your time. Does it feel calm and inviting, or does it leave you feeling overwhelmed? A cluttered space often leads to a cluttered mind. When your surroundings are chaotic, it becomes harder to focus and think clearly. On the other hand, a clean, organized space can make you feel more in control and ready to tackle whatever comes your way. Take some time to declutter your environment. Get rid of anything that doesn't serve a purpose or bring you joy. Fill your space with items that inspire you, photos of loved ones, quotes that lift your spirits, or colors that make you feel alive. Your environment isn't just about what you see, it's also about what you hear. The sounds around you can affect your mood and energy levels more than you realize. If your day is filled with noise that irritates or distracts you, it can be hard to stay focused on your goals. Pay attention to what you're listening to throughout the day. Are you consuming music, podcasts, or conversations that uplift and motivate you? Or are you surrounded by negativity and gossip? Choose sounds that nourish your mind and keep you in a positive state of mind. Sometimes, silence can be just as powerful. Taking a few moments each day to sit in quiet reflection can help you reset and reconnect with your inner self. People are another crucial part of your environment. Think about the individuals you interact with regularly. Do they encourage and support you, or do they drain your energy and bring you down? The people in your life have a tremendous impact on your mindset and motivation. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, it's like trying to swim against a strong current. But when you're with people who believe in you and push you to be better, you'll find it easier to stay on course. Seek out relationships that are built on mutual respect, kindness, and encouragement. If there are toxic people in your life, it might be time to set boundaries or distance yourself from them. Your digital environment is just as important as your physical and social surroundings. In today's world, we spend so much time online that it's easy to underestimate the impact it has on us. Take a moment to reflect on how you're using technology and social media. Are you following accounts and engaging with content that inspires and informs you? Or are you getting caught up in comparison, negativity, and endless scrolling? Be mindful of what you consume online and make an effort to create a digital space that aligns with your goals and values. Unfollow anything that doesn't serve you and focus on platforms and content that add value to your life. It's also important to create an environment that supports your habits and routines. If you're trying to develop a new habit, set yourself up for success by designing your space in a way that makes it easier to follow through. For example, if you want to start exercising in the morning, lay out your workout clothes the night before. If you're trying to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious foods and get rid of temptations. Small changes like these can make a big difference in helping you stay consistent. Sometimes, changing your environment means stepping outside of your comfort zone. It might involve seeking out new experiences, meeting new people, or exploring unfamiliar places. Growth often happens when we challenge ourselves to try something different. Don't be afraid to shake things up and see what opportunities come your way. Every new experience has the potential to teach you something valuable and bring you closer to your goals. Gratitude plays a key role in creating a positive environment. When you focus on the good in your life, you attract more of it. Take time each day to appreciate the things around you that bring you joy, whether it's a beautiful sunset, a kind gesture from a friend, or the feeling of accomplishment after completing a task. Gratitude shifts your perspective and helps you see the opportunities that might otherwise go unnoticed. Remember, you are the architect of your environment. You have the power to design a life that reflects your dreams and aspirations. It's not about perfection, it's about creating a space that supports you and keeps you moving forward. When you're intentional about your surroundings, you'll find it easier to stay motivated, focused, and aligned with your purpose. Take a moment to reflect on your environment. Right now, what changes can you make to create a space that feels more positive and empowering? Start small if you need to. Every step counts. As you begin to transform your surroundings, you'll notice a shift in your mindset and energy. You'll feel more inspired, more confident, and more capable of achieving your goals. This is your life, and you deserve to live it in a way that uplifts and supports you every step of the way. Chapter 16. Building Relationships. The Key to Success. Every success story begins with people. Think about it. Behind every achievement, every breakthrough, every moment of greatness is a connection. Someone believed in someone else. Someone extended a helping hand, shared an idea, or offered encouragement when it was needed most. Relationships are the foundation of life, and when we nurture them with intention and care, they can become the most powerful key to success. Take a moment to think about the people in your life. Who supports you? Who challenges you to be better? Who believes in your potential even when you doubt yourself? And just as importantly, who do you support, challenge, and believe in? Building meaningful relationships isn't just about what others can do for you. It's about creating a flow of mutual growth and understanding. It's about lifting each other up and being a source of strength, encouragement, and positivity. Strong relationships don't just happen. They require effort, patience, and a willingness to give without always expecting something in return. One of the most important aspects of building relationships is being present. In a world filled with distractions, giving someone your undivided attention is one of the greatest gifts you can offer. Listen with genuine interest when someone speaks. Look them in the eye, put away your phone, and truly hear what they're saying. People remember how you make them feel, and being fully present shows that you value and respect them. Another key to building meaningful relationships is understanding the importance of kindness. A kind word, a thoughtful gesture, or even a simple smile can have a profound impact. Kindness has the power to break down walls, mend rifts, and open doors to deeper connections. It's not just about grand gestures, it's the small, consistent acts of kindness that build trust and strengthen bonds over time. Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. It's something that takes time to build, but can be lost in an instant. To earn trust, you must be reliable and honest. Keep your promises, no matter how small they may seem. If you say you'll do something, follow through. People need to know that they can count on you, especially during difficult times. And when trust is broken, because we're all human and mistakes happen, take responsibility. Apologize sincerely and work to rebuild what was lost. Empathy is another cornerstone of building relationships. It's the ability to step into someone else's shoes and see the world from their perspective. When you practice empathy, you create a sense of understanding and connection that goes beyond words. It allows you to navigate conflicts with grace and compassion, and it helps you forge deeper bonds with the people around you. Empathy reminds us that everyone is fighting their own battles, and that a little understanding can go a long way. While relationships are about giving, they're also about knowing when to receive. Sometimes, we're so focused on being strong and independent that we forget the importance of letting others help us. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of trust. When you allow someone to support you, you're not only showing vulnerability, but you're also giving them the opportunity to feel valued and needed. Relationships thrive on this kind of give and take. It's also important to surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you. They say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. Seek out individuals who share your values, challenge you to grow, and encourage you to chase your dreams. Let go of relationships that drain your energy or bring negativity into your life. This doesn't mean you should cut people off without reason, but rather that you should prioritize connections that align with your goals and well-being. One of the most transformative aspects of relationships is the opportunity they give us to grow. Through our interactions with others, we learn more about ourselves, our strengths, our weaknesses, our values, and our boundaries. Every relationship, whether positive or challenging, teaches us something valuable. Embrace these lessons and use them to become a better version of yourself. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. It's not just about talking, it's about expressing yourself openly and honestly, while also being willing to listen and understand. Share your thoughts, feelings, and dreams with the people you care about. Don't be afraid to have difficult conversations. They're often the ones that lead to the greatest breakthroughs. And remember, communication isn't just about words. Your tone, body language, and actions speak volumes, so be mindful of the messages you're sending. Forgiveness is another vital element in building strong relationships. No one is perfect, and at some point, people will disappoint or hurt you. Holding on to anger and resentment only creates a barrier between you and the peace you deserve. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning hurtful behavior. It means letting go of the pain so you can move forward. It's a gift you give not just to others, but to yourself. As you build and nurture relationships, remember that quality matters more than quantity. It's better to have a few deep, meaningful connections than a large network of superficial ones. Focus on the relationships that truly matter to you and invest your time and energy into making them as strong as possible. Lastly, never underestimate the impact of gratitude in relationships. Take the time to express your appreciation for the people in your life. Let them know how much they mean to you and how they've made a difference in your journey. A heartfelt thank you can strengthen bonds and create a ripple effect of positivity that extends far beyond the moment. Building relationships is one of the most rewarding and impactful things you can do in life. It's not always easy, but the effort is always worth it. The connections you create have the power to shape your experiences, influence your perspective, and guide you towards success. When you prioritize relationships, you're not just building a network, you're building a foundation for a life filled with love, support, and endless possibilities. Chapter 17. The Law of Attraction. Imagine for a moment that your life is like a magnet pulling experiences, people, and opportunities toward you based on the energy you put out into the world. It's a humbling and powerful thought, isn't it? The idea that your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs act as a signal, shaping your reality and determining what you attract into your life. This is the essence of the law of attraction, and it holds the potential to transform not only how you see the world, but how you live within it. The law of attraction isn't just about wishful thinking or hoping for the best. It's about aligning your inner world, your thoughts, emotions, and intentions with the life you want to create. If you're constantly thinking about what's wrong, what's missing, or what could go wrong, you'll find that more of those things seem to appear. On the other hand, when you focus on gratitude, possibility, and abundance, life has a way of reflecting those same qualities back to you. It's not magic, it's a shift in perspective and energy that can change everything. Let's talk about energy. Everything in this universe vibrates at a certain frequency, including you. Your thoughts and emotions have a vibrational quality, and they influence the energy you emit. When you're feeling joyful, hopeful, or inspired, your energy is high, and you attract people and situations that resonate with that same frequency. Conversely, when you're consumed by fear, anger, or self-doubt, your energy dips, and you draw in experiences that match that lower vibration. This is why self-awareness is so important. It's the first step in understanding the energy you're putting out and making intentional choices to raise your vibration. One of the most common misconceptions about the law of attraction is that it's just about thinking positive thoughts. While positive thinking is an essential piece of the puzzle, it's not the whole picture. What truly activates the law of attraction is a deep, unwavering belief in the possibility of what you desire. It's about feeling as though the life you want is already yours. Picture it in vivid detail. Imagine how it would feel, what it would look like, and who you would be in that reality. The more real it feels to you, the more aligned your energy becomes with that vision. It's also important to recognize that the law of attraction isn't just about receiving, it's about becoming. You can't expect to attract a life of abundance if you're holding on to a mindset of scarcity. You can't draw in love if you don't first cultivate love within yourself. The process starts with you. It's about doing the inner work to become the kind of person who naturally aligns with the experiences you want to attract. This means facing your fears, healing old wounds, and letting go of limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. One powerful way to work with the law of attraction is through visualization. Take a few moments each day to close your eyes and imagine your ideal life as though it's already happening. What do you see? What do you hear? How does it feel? Engage all your senses and let yourself fully immerse in the experience. This practice helps to program your subconscious mind, which plays a significant role in shaping your reality. The subconscious doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined, so when you visualize your desires with clarity and emotion, it starts to believe in that reality and works to bring it into existence. Gratitude is another key element in harnessing the power of the law of attraction. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your energy to a state of abundance. You start to notice all the good that already exists in your life, and this creates a ripple effect, attracting even more to be grateful for. Gratitude isn't just about saying thank you for the big things, it's about finding joy in the small, everyday moments. The warmth of the sun on your face, the laughter of a friend, or even the simple pleasure of a quiet cup of tea, these are all opportunities to cultivate gratitude and raise your vibration. One thing to keep in mind is that the law of attraction works best when paired with action. Sitting back and waiting for your dreams to come true isn't enough. You need to take steps toward your goals, even if they're small ones. Action creates momentum, and momentum opens doors. The universe responds to your energy and intentions, but it also requires you to meet it halfway. Trust your intuition to guide you, and don't be afraid to take inspired action, even if it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. Growth often happens outside your comfort zone. Patience is another important part of the process. Sometimes we get so focused on the outcome that we forget to appreciate the journey. The law of attraction isn't about instant gratification. It's about aligning yourself with the natural flow of life. Trust that things are unfolding in divine timing and that the delays and detours you encounter are part of the process. They're teaching you lessons, building your strength, and preparing you for what's to come. It's also crucial to release resistance. When you cling too tightly to a specific outcome, you create a sense of lack and desperation that blocks the flow of energy. Let go of the need to control every detail and instead trust that the universe has your best interests at heart. Sometimes, what we think we want isn't what's truly meant for us. Be open to the possibility that something even better is on its way. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means making space for miracles to happen. Finally, remember that the law of attraction is always working, whether you're aware of it or not. Every thought, feeling, and belief is shaping your reality in some way. By becoming intentional about the energy you put out into the world, you can take control of the life you're creating. You have the power to transform your circumstances, no matter where you are right now. It starts with a choice to focus on possibility instead of limitation, to believe in abundance instead of scarcity, and to act with faith instead of fear. The law of attraction isn't just a concept, it's a way of living. It's a reminder that you are a co-creator of your destiny and that the universe is always responding to the energy you bring to it. Embrace this truth and let it inspire you to live with intention, purpose, and an open heart. You are capable of creating a life that not only reflects your dreams but surpasses them. The power is within you. All you have to do is believe and take the first step. Chapter 18. Taking inspired action. Imagine waking up one morning with a clear vision of the life you've always dreamed of. You can see it so vividly, it feels like you could reach out and touch it. Now imagine carrying that vision throughout your day, letting it inspire every step you take, every decision you make. The secret to turning that dream into a reality lies in one key principle: taking inspired action. This isn't about forcing things to happen or exhausting yourself with relentless effort. It's about aligning your actions with your purpose, moving with clarity, and trusting that the steps you take will lead you exactly where you're meant to go. Taking inspired action starts with listening to your inner guidance. Every one of us has that quiet voice inside, a nudge that tells us what feels right and what doesn't. The problem is, we often ignore it. We overthink, we doubt, we worry about what others might say, and we talk ourselves out of the very actions that could change our lives. But here's the truth: your intuition is one of the most powerful tools you have. It knows your heart's desires better than anyone else ever could. When you learn to trust it, you'll find that it often leads you in the right direction, even when the path doesn't seem logical or straightforward. Inspiration is like a spark. It can come from anywhere. A sudden idea during a quiet moment, a conversation with a friend, or even something as simple as a line from a book. What matters most is what you do with that spark. Will you let it fade away, or will you fan the flames and let it grow into something greater? Taking inspired action means paying attention to those moments of insight and acting on them without hesitation. It means taking a step forward, even if you don't know where the road will lead, because deep down you trust that it's the right step for you. The beauty of inspired action is that it doesn't feel forced or draining. It feels natural, even exciting. It comes from a place of alignment, where your heart, mind, and soul are working together. Think about a time when you were so passionate about something that you lost track of time. Maybe it was a project, a conversation, or a creative endeavor. That's what inspired action feels like. It's a flow state where effort feels effortless and challenges don't feel like roadblocks, but opportunities for growth. But let's be real, acting on inspiration isn't always easy. Fear has a way of creeping in, whispering all the reasons why you shouldn't, couldn't, or won't succeed. What if you fail? What if people judge you? What if it's all for nothing? These questions can paralyze you if you let them. But here's the thing, fear is a natural part of growth. It shows up because you're stepping out of your comfort zone, and that's exactly where transformation happens. The key is not to let fear control you. Acknowledge it, thank it for trying to protect you, and then take that step anyway. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward in spite of it. When you start taking inspired action, you'll notice something incredible. The universe begins to respond. Opportunities appear seemingly out of nowhere. The right people come into your life at just the right time. Doors you didn't even know existed start to open. This isn't a coincidence, it's a reflection of the energy you're putting out. When you align your actions with your intentions, you create a ripple effect that draws your desires closer to you. It's like planting seeds. With each step you take, you're watering those seeds, nurturing them, and giving them the chance to grow. It's also important to remember that inspired action doesn't always mean taking big, dramatic leaps. Sometimes, it's the small, consistent steps that make the biggest difference. It's sending that email, making that phone call, or spending 10 minutes a day working on your craft. These may seem like minor actions, but over time, they add up to something extraordinary. Progress is progress, no matter how small, and every step forward brings you closer to your goal. At the same time, taking inspired action means being open to change. Sometimes, the vision you start with isn't the one you end up with, and that's okay. As you grow and evolve, so do your dreams. Be willing to adjust your course when new opportunities or insights come your way. Flexibility isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. It shows that you're in tune with the flow of life and willing to embrace what's truly meant for you. One of the most important lessons about inspired action is that it's not just about the outcome, it's about who you become in the process. Each step you take builds confidence, resilience, and self-trust. It teaches you to rely on your inner guidance and believe in your ability to create a life that aligns with your deepest desires. Success isn't just about achieving your goals, it's about the person you grow into along the way. So, how do you start? Begin by getting clear on what you want. What does your ideal life look like? How do you want to feel? Once you have that vision, pay attention to the ideas and opportunities that come your way. Trust your intuition and act on those moments of inspiration, no matter how small they may seem. And above all, keep moving forward. Even if you stumble, even if you face setbacks, keep taking steps. Progress is rarely a straight line, but every step you take is bringing you closer to the life you're meant to live. Remember, the power to create the life you want has always been within you. It's not about waiting for the right moment or the perfect conditions. It's about recognizing that the moment is now, and the conditions are what you make of them. Trust in your ability to take inspired action and watch as your world transforms in ways you never thought possible. You are capable of incredible things. All it takes is the courage to begin. Chapter 19. Developing Patience and Persistence. Every great achievement in life begins with a decision to persist. Think about it. The moments that have shaped your life, the victories you've celebrated, the dreams you've seen come to life, they all started with a simple choice to keep going, even when the odds were stacked against you. Patience and persistence are not just virtues. They are the keys that unlock the door to success. And yet, these qualities are often the hardest to cultivate. In a world that values instant gratification and quick results, the idea of waiting and working steadily toward a goal can feel almost foreign. But I promise you, it's worth it. When you plant a seed, you don't expect it to bloom overnight. You water it, nurture it, and give it the time it needs to grow. The same principle applies to life. Whether you're building a career, pursuing a passion, or working on personal growth, everything worthwhile takes time. The problem is, we often give up too soon. We plant the seed, but when we don't see immediate results, we start to doubt ourselves. We wonder if we're wasting our time, if we're on the wrong path, or if we're even capable of success. But the truth is, the results are often just beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to emerge. Patience isn't about sitting back and doing nothing. It's about trusting the process. It's about understanding that every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goal. It's easy to get frustrated when progress feels slow, but remember this: growth isn't always visible. Just like a seed takes root before it breaks through the soil, the work you're putting in is laying the foundation for future success. Trust that your efforts are not in vain. Keep showing up, keep doing the work, and have faith that the results will come. Persistence, on the other hand, is about taking action. It's about showing up every day, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, and even when it feels like nothing is working. It's about refusing to give up, no matter how many obstacles stand in your way. Persistence isn't glamorous, and it's rarely easy. It's messy, challenging, and sometimes downright exhausting. But it's also what separates those who succeed from those who don't. The people who achieve their dreams aren't necessarily the most talented or the most fortunate. They're the ones who kept going when others stopped. One of the biggest challenges in cultivating persistence is overcoming self-doubt. We all have those moments when we question whether we're good enough, whether we're capable, whether we deserve success. These thoughts can be paralyzing if you let them. But here's the truth: self-doubt is just a thought, and like any thought, it can be changed. When those doubts creep in, remind yourself of why you started. Focus on your vision, your passion, and your purpose. Replace those negative thoughts with affirmations of your ability and determination. Tell yourself, I am capable, I am resilient, I will succeed. Another key to persistence is learning to embrace failure. So often, we view failure as the end of the road, when in reality, it's just a detour. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, grow, and come back stronger. Some of the most successful people in history have failed more times than they can count. What sets them apart is their ability to get back up and try again. Failure is not a reflection of your worth or your potential. It's a stepping stone on the path to success. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it fuel your determination to keep going. Patience and persistence also require a certain level of self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things aren't going as planned, but beating yourself up won't help you move forward. Instead, be kind to yourself. Acknowledge your efforts, celebrate your progress, and give yourself credit for how far you've come. Remember, you're human. You're allowed to have bad days, to make mistakes, and to feel discouraged. What matters is that you don't let those moments define you. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. One of the best ways to stay patient and persistent is to surround yourself with positivity. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the environment you create all play a role in your mindset and motivation. Choose to be around those who uplift and inspire you. Seek out stories of perseverance and success. Create a space that energizes you and reminds you of your goals. Positivity is contagious, and the more you immerse yourself in it, the easier it will be to stay on track. It's also important to set realistic expectations. Success rarely happens overnight, and the road to achieving your dreams is often longer and more winding than you anticipate. Be patient with yourself and the process. Break your goals into smaller, manageable steps and celebrate each milestone along the way. Remember, progress is progress, no matter how small. Every step you take is a step closer to your goal, and that's something to be proud of. Finally, never underestimate the power of belief. Belief in yourself, in your vision, and in your ability to overcome challenges is what will keep you going when the road gets tough. Cultivate a mindset of possibility. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, focus on what could go right. Visualize your success, feel it, and let that vision drive you forward. When you believe in yourself, you create a sense of certainty that no obstacle can shake. Patience and persistence are not just qualities to develop, they are ways of being. They require practice, dedication, and a commitment to your own growth. But the rewards are immeasurable. When you learn to trust the process, embrace the journey, and stay the course, you open the door to possibilities you never thought possible. You discover strengths you didn't know you had, and you achieve things you once thought were out of reach. So take a deep breath, stay focused, and keep moving forward. The road may not always be easy, but it will be worth it. Trust in your ability to overcome, to grow, and to succeed. You have everything you need within you to create the life you desire. All it takes is the patience to wait, the persistence to act, and the belief that you are capable of achieving greatness. Keep going, and never give up on the incredible person you are becoming. Chapter 20. Living your truth. There's a truth inside of you. A truth that has been with you since the moment you were born, quietly waiting for you to discover it. It's the essence of who you are, the heartbeat of your existence. Too often, we spend our lives chasing what others think we should be, or doing what society says is important, but deep down, we know that true happiness, true success, and true fulfillment only come when we embrace our own truth. Living your truth means listening to that inner voice, the one that speaks softly but clearly if you are willing to listen. It means being honest with yourself about who you are, what you want, and what you need to feel alive. It means trusting yourself, trusting the path that is uniquely yours, and knowing that everything you need is already inside you. The world often tells us to conform, to fit in, to follow a path that has already been laid out by someone else. We look at others and think, I wish I could be like that, or what if I could do that too? We seek validation, approval, and acceptance from people around us, not realizing that all of that is unnecessary when we learn to trust ourselves and embrace our own truth. The truth is, you don't need to be like anyone else. You don't need anyone else's approval to live a life that's true to you. Living your truth requires courage. It's not always easy to stand up and say, "This is who I am." It's not always easy to let go of what other people think or the expectations that others have for us. But I promise you, the moment you take that first step toward living your truth, you'll feel a sense of freedom like you've never known before. It's a freedom that comes when you stop pretending, when you stop hiding, and when you finally allow yourself to be the person you've always been meant to be. Your truth is unique to you. It's not something that can be copied, mimicked, or faked. It's an expression of your individuality, your desires, your passions, and your purpose. When you live your truth, you allow yourself to express who you really are, and that is where the magic happens. You become magnetic. People are drawn to your authenticity, to the way you live your life with confidence and conviction. And when you start living your truth, you'll notice that things in your life begin to fall into place. The road to living your truth isn't always smooth. There will be challenges, moments of doubt, and times when the world pushes back against your authenticity. But understand this, every challenge, every obstacle, every setback is simply part of the process. These are the lessons that shape you, that guide you, and that ultimately lead you to a place where you can fully embrace who you are. It's all part of the journey, and it's all part of what will make your truth even stronger. One of the most powerful tools you have on this journey is self-awareness. When you truly understand who you are, what you want, and what drives you, you can make decisions that align with your truth. Self-awareness means being honest with yourself about your desires, your strengths, your weaknesses, and your fears. It means looking within, without judgment, and acknowledging what you really want from life. If you're not sure what your truth is, start by asking yourself some simple questions. What makes you feel alive? What brings you joy? What are you passionate about? What do you want to create in this world? Your truth is often hidden in the answers to these questions. It's in those moments when you feel most connected to yourself, when you lose track of time because you're doing what you love. That's where your truth resides. Living your truth also requires taking responsibility for your life. It means taking ownership of your choices, your actions, and your outcomes. No one else can live your life for you. No one else can make the decisions you need to make. Living your truth means standing up and saying, "This is my life, and I am the one who is in charge of it." It's empowering to realize that you have the power to shape your own destiny, to create the life you want, and to live in a way that feels right for you. As you step into your truth, you will notice something amazing happen. Your life starts to reflect your inner world. When you embrace who you truly are, the people around you begin to change. You'll attract relationships that are more aligned with your values, opportunities that reflect your passions, and experiences that support your growth. The world around you will begin to mirror the truth you hold inside. But here's the thing, living your truth isn't just about external success or external validation. It's about inner peace. It's about waking up every morning and knowing that you are being true to yourself. It's about feeling grounded in your decisions and at peace with who you are. When you live your truth, you don't need to seek approval from others because you already approve of yourself. You don't need to measure your success against anyone else's because you know that your success is defined by your own standards. As you embark on this journey, there will be times when you feel uncertain or afraid. You may worry about what others will think, or you may question whether you're making the right choices. But I urge you to trust yourself. Trust that your truth is leading you to the life you were meant to live. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be, even when the path isn't clear. You are guided by a force that is greater than yourself, and that force is always leading you to your highest good. Living your truth is about embracing who you are, flaws and all. It's about accepting your imperfections and knowing that they don't define you. Your truth is bigger than your mistakes. It's bigger than your fears. It's bigger than any doubt you may have. Your truth is a reflection of the greatness inside you, and it's time to let it shine. So if you've been waiting for the right moment to step into your truth, the time is now. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect circumstances. Start where you are, with what you have, and take that first step toward living authentically. Your truth is waiting for you, and the world is waiting to see it. You have everything you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Embrace your truth, trust yourself, and take the leap. Your life will never be the same again, and I promise you it will be worth it.